So, Carol said to me, "Why don't you treat me like you did when we first met?" So I took her to dinner and a movie, and then dropped her off at her parents'. I once dated a girl called Sue Denim. Apparently, it wasn't her real name. Think about it.
Oh dear God! Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sue
There
Denim.
it is.
Yeah, there it is. There's the penny.
The message runs up the stairs, goes through the canteen, takes a shortcut by the bathroom, gets to the control room, bangs on the door, hands you the bit of paper. Oh yeah.
I spotted an albino Dalmatian today. It was the least I could do for him. Life. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Black Dog 198. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim. I heard that last one somewhere else today.
Did you? Oh, God.
Do you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I heard Rich Hall tell the world's longest dad joke.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
I don't know because my ones are already pretty long. We could be here for an hour.
Oh, okay then.
No, go on.
Okay. Well, I can summarise any Tom Cruise film within 30 seconds.
Go on.
Okay, so he's a bartender, pretty good bartender, until he has a crisis of confidence, and then he can't bartend anymore until he meets a beautiful woman, who teaches him how to tend a bar. Then he's a race car driver, pretty good race car driver, until he has a crisis of confidence, and then he meets a beautiful woman, who teaches him how to become a better driver.
Yeah.
Then he's a fighter pilot, pretty good fighter pilot. Until he has a crisis of confidence. And then he can't fly jets anymore. Until he meets a beautiful woman who basically shows him how to be a better jet pilot. I mean, he might as well have been a Scrabble player. Pretty good Scrabble player. Until he pulls nothing but vowels. And then he has a crisis of consonants.
Oh. Sweet Christmas. That was a very... You talk about going up the stairs and going into the cupboard.
Exactly.
I
crawled up them stairs. I built the stairs, waited for the cement to dry. Then I went up them on my arse. So there we go.
You carpeted the stairs. You went to B&Q. You bought a nice railing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then
lovely.
I rented the house out to a family who had many happy years. They'd had some children. They grew up and they loved that staircase. They had many happy memories on that staircase.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 generations, actually.
Then you got to the top of that staircase.
Yeah, exactly. And then I came all the way back down again because I slipped and fell. And so now I've got 2 broken legs. And
sitting at the bottom of the staircase.
Yep. So I crawled my way back up the staircase. Yep. And then fell down again and broke both arms. So I chinned my way up the staircase. Dragged myself along with my teeth along the carpet. And I got to the control room, nutted it a few times. The little slide thing on the top of the door slid open. People looked out of it and like, there's no fucker there. Who the fuck's fucking kids? Shut it, walk back again. So I nutted and this happened about 3 or 4 times until they finally opened the door and almost tripped over me. And then took the message that I was holding in my teeth.
Right. Which said, please read this joke out.
Yep.
While I heal.
Wrong tower. So I went back down the stairs.
No, this is number 39, you idiot. not number 38. It's over there, across the road. Shit.
Anyway, hello everyone.
So I chinned my way across the park. Anyway, go on, sorry. Rolled my way down the staircase.
And I said, and he said to me, "Goony goo goo, Gus," and I said, "Get the fuck out of here." Anyway, so welcome to this week's episode. Apologies for the delay. Yes, we've had a few things going on, and apologies for last week's audio shenanigans. Apparently there was a red dial turned to the right instead of turned to the left, which was yes. That's all it takes. Just swing the wrong way and it all goes on the wonk.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully it's all sounding good now. Yes, so welcome. This week we will see how everyone's week's been. We will see if there's any feedback for last week's episode. And then also we will, if there isn't, or if there's not very much, we might do a asking for trouble. And then we will get on to this week's movie. Darren,
Yeah.
your movie.
Well, like, you know.
What movie is it?
I thought I'd watch a fantastic movie with, like, a Paul McCartney in it, because I like the Beatles and stuff. It's Give My Regards to Broad Street.
I don't think Tony Blackburn was in it.
Sensational.
Okay, Sir Thomas. Right, so apologies to anyone who lives anywhere in the Liverpudlian area, because your accent's about to be decimated over the next 2 hours or so. So we can only apologise in advance. So before we get to that, and before we end up sort of annoying a whole swathe of people and Beatles fans, let's just see how everyone's week's been, and we'll start with you as ever, Jim. How's it been, sir?
It feels like it's been a long week. And not just because of this goddamn movie.
Oh, yes.
No, well, I've been just fighting this rather shitty infection. I was saying, it didn't clear up, so I did have to go back to the doctors, which was a palaver getting an appointment, as you can imagine.
Great, yeah.
I mean, like Friday morning on the NHS app, and I looked and thought, I can get a telephone appointment. Brilliant. Book that straight thing. So I sat there and it's going, 11:30, not rang. 11:45, not rang. 12 o'clock, not rang. 12:15, not rang. Looked at, I thought, you start getting a bit paranoid. So I just checked on the app, and I said, mysteriously, it had been rebooked to Thursday this week.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So it's like, I'm pretty sure I do know the days of the week. I'm not that far gone yet. I'm pretty sure the book was today when I booked it, not next fucking week. I wouldn't have booked next week.
No.
So that was a waste of my time. So I ended up again having to just put up with literally a pain in the neck throughout the weekend, and Monday morning actually did manage to wangle an appointment with the doctor.
Yeah,
face to face, and got in. I saw a different doctor who said, "Hey, you need antibiotics, you? Thank you. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Give me some. Thank you." Thankfully, these ones, I've had a lot of antibiotics, having a low immune system of late. And these ones, thankfully, are pretty good. Like, you're just taking one a day. That's easy. There's no kind of, has to be 2 hours standing on one leg, making the sign of Zardoz before a meal kind of crap.
Right.
But looking at the instructions, it says one a day, evenly spaced. But then it says, do not take any indigestion remedies with this medication. Okay, fair enough. But then it said, avoid exposure to direct sunlight. And do not use sunbeds.
What are you, a fucking gremlin?
I don't know. What are these things doing to me? I mean, next week, do not feed after midnight. I mean, what the hell?
Jim Moon, Mogwai. I mean, what the... Right.
I mean, what? I mean, I've seen some bizarre instructions the first time. Kind of avoid sunbeds. Well, really,
Wow.
I mean, that's not really difficult for me. And avoiding direct sunlight in the north of England at the end of November, not a problem either, really.
No.
But even so, just like, what? It's a misprint. What's sunbed's got to do with it? I don't know. Maybe it's a vitamin D thing. That's all I can think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of, what? Okay, that's strange.
Yeah.
But I'll take that over because of the other nonsense I've had from antibiotics in the past, which is kind of involved. You can't drink milk 2 hours or 2 hours after, even in tea, after having one and shit like this. So
right.
I got off lightly, I think.
Right. Yeah, you've done well, really.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, mainly trying to catch up on work as I've been ill most of the month. So It's going, oh shit, oh Christ, I've got so much to do. Just right, give me the drugs. Let's just get on with it. There's emergency brandy downstairs if I need it, and coffee. We'll just keep going.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just,
Was the emergency brandy constantly needed, Jim?
it's been needed a few times.
Yes.
And the emergency Baileys.
Oh, right. Yes, definitely. Emergency Baileys. Not bad. Oh, nice. I could do with that. I think that would be, yes, that would be very nice indeed. Right. So,
Possibly emergency bailiffs will be broken out later this evening for reasons.
for reasons. Yeah. Pass that shit around, mate. You need to be handing that stuff out. That's yeah. In fact, Darren should be paying for Deliveroo to have them just turn up with a bottle of scotch for every single one of us. I think it's really what should be going on here. You shouldn't be down a bottle of Baileys, Jim. No way.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair as well. Motion carried. Darren, get on that shit. I'll give you my address. Ping it
Okay,
over.
they're on. They're doing them cheap at Tesco's at the minute with a club card.
Mate,
Okay.
even if it was methylated spirits with a fucking olive in the top, I'll take it at this point.
The Black Dog driving its host to drink since 2010.
I've got a bottle of milk and some paint stripper. Will that do?
Sold.
Hey, there we go.
That's the really cheap. It's the really cheap Netto version of it.
Oh, well, that is, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Timu White Russian. Yeah. Oh God. Right. Anyway, Jim. So carry on, mate.
So other than that, yes, I had my 6-monthly scan this morning, CT scan, to see what's left of my unwelcome guest is doing. That was first thing this morning, but and as it was, I always got to overcalculate how much time I'm going to. The appointment was 9:20. I get there at 9:05.
Yeah.
Bollocks. The traffic not quite as bad as anticipating. But on the upside, though, 9:05, they called me in. So, while you're here, we'll do you now.
Nice.
So thank you, NHS. So, that's quite good because, say, with these CT scans, you can't eat or drink anything 4 hours beforehand.
Oh, right.
So if you ever want to say at lunchtime, which has been the case previously, it means you miss breakfast and lunch. However, having one first thing on the morning and just get up, have a drink of water because that's allowed, go to the appointment, come home, have breakfast, and all is well with the world.
Nice.
So that was good. But now it's kind of like just sort of waiting to hear from the consultant. And as ever, it's kind of a case of, you say you're going for a scan, but say, good luck. I won't find out for a week, fortnight, whether I was lucky or not,
Yeah.
But basically, the longer you don't hear, the better it is. If I hear by the end of the week, I know I'm in trouble, basically.
Right. Okay. Well, then, in which case, it seems a strange thing to say, but I hope you don't hear anything for a very long time.
Yeah, well, that's it. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not worrying about it. There's nothing I can do about it. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? Just I have enough to keep me busy in the meantime.
Yeah, plenty other shit to worry about.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
And so that's been pretty much my week.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. And what about you then, Elton?
I finished the shower thing, the shower tray, stuff
Project
like that.
Indoor Rain.
That's it. Yes, Project Indoor Rain. No indoor rain, which is good. So,
Nice.
well, only in the vicinity that I require it to be. It's not leaking. It's not broken or anything like that. It sounds better than it was because it was a plastic tray. You get in it and it creak, and you're like, oh, don't like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But now it's one of these resin ones that it's just silence. It's it's beautiful. So I'm really happy with that. That's not causing me any issues yet. So
Right.
I'm glad.
Cool.
And I did go to the cinema today. This weekend.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
been to the cinema since
Not
I
too
don't
long
know.
ago. Not too long ago. Remember?
a little while ago. Yes, not too long ago. Yes, but I haven't been to the cinema since that last time. For ages.
Right. Yeah.
Which cinema is that, Elton?
What, the one I went to or the one I went to?
The one you went to.
Yes.
Were we local cinema?
Were we equidistant?
No, we were. No, hang on, I'm getting confused. What one is the one I went to?
Well, I don't know.
You don't
We're trying to
know.
get on you.
Well, if your cinema was like really local, literally on your doorstep,
Oh, right, yeah.
you know, then that's cinema
yeah.
equidistant.
No.
Did you see it at cinema equidistant, or did you actually see it at an actual cinema?
Actual cinema
Oh my god! Okay,
Wow.
go on then.
with popcorn and everything. So there are how many? What films are out at the moment? There's Gladiator. There's
Gladiator,
Wicked.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't any of these films I went to see.
You went to see Moana, didn't you?
It wasn't Moana.
Go on.
Was it Captain Lust and the Sex Pirates?
Dum 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 boom.
No, but can I grab that on equidistant, please?
Go on then. What amazing film did you see? What did you see and pay actual monies for?
Paddington.
Paddington 3.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? I thought that I'd missed that at the cinema.
So good. Okay. So you actually went to see it, and you, because you were a soulless dead to husk and didn't like the second.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't hate the second one, but you just didn't like
I
it.
just don't get them. I really don't get them. Yeah,
So why did you go and see the third one? May I
'Cause-
ask?
because I wanted to go with my daughter. So Just-
that's cool.
everyone
And-
was going, and I was asked, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." And they were all surprised that I was going to go. I was like, "No, I want to go." So
Do you know what? I gave that same excuse many years ago when the Transformers movie came out. I took my little brother to see it. You know that because I wanted to see it. I feel like, well, I can't sit in there by myself, not watching this. I got to take Colin. Take Colin. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's take a child shield. There we go. Yes. I don't want to see it. You're fucking coming.
Whereas
Now-
I just went on my own to see Toy Story and got lots of strange looks from the mums
I
in
bet you
the auditorium.
I do tell you not to wear the dirty raincoat when you go to these things.
I did. I had the
Lee.
Mr. Byrights black Mac on as well. It
Did
didn't
you?
help. Yeah. I did. But anyway, sorry, carry on, Elton. So you, before I go into my dark and shady past.
yeah, I went to see this film, and I feel about this film exactly the same as the other two.
Well,
just-
there's a shocker. Mm.
Right. Okay. I think it's got something missing from it. This one has. It's just not as good as the other two. I think the one in the
Wow.
prison is my favourite one out of all of them.
Mm.
But it has it hits all the beats it should do. It has all the things that it has through all the other films, like the hard stare. It's like, why is he looking at me like that?
Right.
I am giving you a hard stare. But look, it's fun. It's easy, friendly, family fun. That's what I would say. If you like the other two, there's no reason you won't like this one.
Cool.
But as you know, I am a stone for a heart and
Yes.
don't get on with these films. But I went, I had fun, and that was it, really.
You ate popcorn 2 hours.
Oh,
past?
yeah, I had popcorn, yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
always-
Salty or sweet?
I do the salt at the top and work your way down to the sweet at the bottom.
You monster.
No, it's amazing.
Why?
Why?
No, I can see
Why
why you
not?
do it. Elton. It's like having your dinner, isn't it? Because like you got the savoury at like your first, and
Yeah,
you got your afters, which is your sweet.
yeah,
there we go.
exactly. You wouldn't do it the other way
I get you,
round.
man. Elton,
Hmm?
I see you, man. I see
Thank you.
That's the bloke who bought an air fryer. Remember, though, Elton.
Oh,
You
so
have been
know,
seen, all right?
You've been acknowledged by the air fryer, dude. That's like
Is that
being-
who I am there to you? I'm the air fryer dude. That's
Air
it.
fryer
I don't even have a proper like human name anymore. I'm just like air fryer dude.
No, so it's a bit like being given a gold star by the Burger King. Really, I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
By the Burger King. He is the Burger King.
The Burger King.
You should say that in a Matt Berry voice, really.
You are the Burger King. Yes. The Burger King has given you a gold star. So Elton. So I mean, Jim, are you on board with the salty sweet popcorn? Or am I alone in thinking that's an abhorrent thing?
It's all right, but I'm not a huge popcorn fan anyway, to be honest. So,
oh right, okay. I feel very alone right now.
No, see, I never used to do the salt popcorn, but then I was told that you can actually mix it. I was like, oh, really? Okay, tried it, and I will not go back. This is something that is just incredible. It heightens the popcorn feeling by a factor of 10, I reckon.
I think when Kamala Harris was using it as a campaign slogan, I don't think she was talking about salty and sweet popcorn.
No.
But I will not go back. I mean, no. I don't know.
What do you mean no? Because you're wrong. It's fine, but you are wrong.
Yeah, all opinions are admitted and accepted here, but you are absolutely wrong, Mr. Metcalf.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I mean,
have you tried it?
Yes. You mix it in, and it's just
no. You don't mix. You layer.
Let's go back
to the
layer.
It's like
don't cross the streams,
Mary
man.
Berry and her layers
And her soggy bottom.
I don't want to know about Mary Berry's layers. Thanks very much.
No, you layer it, and so you work your way through, and every now and again, as you're meeting that mid portion, you'll get like a sweet, and you're like, oh, we're nearly there, aren't we? And then you go back to the salt, and you don't know, and then you hit another sweet, and you're like, oh, I'm hitting a vein now. This is amazing.
If you're hitting a vein, then there's no bottom in the box of your salt.
Smack my popcorn up.
You know, Paul, eating salty and sweet popcorn to promote making love to a beautiful woman.
Yeah, you keep going down until you get to the vein. I mean, seriously.
To get to the vein? What?
That's what you said. You're not listening to this at all, are you, Burger King?
No, I am, but it's just you get down to the vein, and I'm thinking,
that's your mucky brains working there. I'm talking like veins of gold.
Well, then why don't you just have the sweet?
This is not making it sound any better.
No. Oh, yeah, the veins of roping liquid silk. I mean, what are you?
Oh God!
What are you?
The rivulets of population. No.
Yeah, the arcs of drizzly sweeteners across my lumps. What are you talking
salty.
about?
No.
Salty. Dunk your hand in here, Amanda.
Baby eyes.
There's some salty. There's some salty popcorn lumps in here. But I thought you bought sweet. I did.
Should we start playing that? You know that song, Je t'aime. Do 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 do. Ah, je t'aime. Je t'aime. Do 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 do.
Jubilee pancakes.
Early starter. Je t'aime. Do, 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 do.
What are you doing to your popcorn?
Je t'aime.
It's getting stranger and stranger.
Je t'aime.
Yeah.
I think we should have that replace Nudie Ladies. when it comes to the 4 weeks of horror. No, we should have a 4 weeks of love. Do 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 do. Je t'aime.
How many buckets of salty? How many buckets
Pencil that in for February.
Yep, there we go.
Sexy movie February. Okay, I'll do that. I'll write that down.
Yeah. Je t'aime.
Yeah, we're not having potato. We're not having a potato scale. We're having how many boxes of sweet popcorn became salty popcorn.
Exactly.
How many veins of salty sweet did you get before?
You can do it one of two ways. You can cook it in a pan, or you can be real quick about it and stick it in the microwave. Then it's over in 2 minutes. Pretty much par for the course with me.
Nice. Oh, right. Well, there you go. There you go. Is there something to look forward to in February?
Do, 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 do. Don't get the proper tune. This is how we do it. We have one of us go do, 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 do. Je t'aime. Je t'aime.
Yeah, we should do the a cappella version, shouldn't we?
Less
That'd be
salty
awesome.
popcorn.
Je t'aime.
Yeah. Licky McKernels.
My popcorn is exploding with desire.
Oh, my teeth are cracking. I've got an unripe one.
Je t'aime.
Sit down. Butter up my kernels, madam. I cannot wait no longer.
Butter up your kernels. It's the month of love. Do, 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 do.
Ooh, lay popcorn.
And we end every episode with the,
Yeah.
I've been really trying, baby.
Let's get it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then we truly will be sued within an inch of our
Yep.
lives.
Not if we do it a cappella.
Oh, right.
Okay, just change the lyrics slightly.
Yeah.
Don't get the tune spot on. Right?
He's
I
like the
mean,
musical equivalent of saying allegedly doing it a cappella.
It is.
Yeah, apparently so.
You've got to go real Flight of the Conchords about it. You see, this is it. It's almost the tune, but it's not quite.
Bow, 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 bow. I think we're really trying, baby. Yeah. Get the popcorn salty.
It's the Bromley love song. Oh, we're really trying, Doreen. Trying to get back to that feeling for so long, darling.
Yeah. Salt up the corn. Butter up me salt.
Butter up me kernels. That's got to be a T-shirt. Can we have that as this week's phrase?
Butter up me kernels.
Butter up me kernels. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Box of popcorn. Anyway, right. Right. Well, anyway, sorry, Elton. So while you were getting fruity,
Sorry, Elton, it was your turn, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes. Sorry, Elton. While you were getting fruity with your popcorn.
No, that's it. That's my week. It is
That was
done
your
now.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that was
Sorry.
it. Yeah.
All right. I feel like we've ruined the moment.
Not the first time. Not the last time.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I would like to declare. I mean, we've said it a couple of times, but it's come up on the Facebook group a couple of times. I declare December given it's nearly the season of goodwill, that we should be nice to Elton. December is nice to Elton month.
Right,
Is it?
okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. What time is it now? Oh, we've still got a good few. Got a couple of days yet.
Yeah, we got a couple of days. We can get a couple of days, but December is nice to Elton month.
Right.
We'll be nice to Elton.
So recording next month's shows tomorrow night, then, are we?
Yeah, we got 4 weeks to get through tomorrow night. And we'll just release them. We'll release them in January.
January.
See how many we can get done. Somebody called Norris McGuire.
3 black dogs in a row would probably kill all of us. Anyway, so that is genuinely your week, is it, mate?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Shower tray and Paddington. Oh,
Shower tray and Paddington. Shower tray and Paddington. Let's get it on.
That's very very niche.
Very niche. Yeah, that's you've moved from the standard sites now, mate. Popcorn Paddington in the shower is just there's laws against that in certain places. Right. So, Darren, how's your week been?
Fairly quiet. Fairly quiet.
Was it like this, or was it like this?
No, it was more like this. Shut him.
Popcorn. on a level of Marcel Marceau's, where do you think your quietness level came?
On the level, well, I think it's the trapped in a glass box.
Trapped in a glass box.
Trapped in a glass box.
Really quiet. Really quiet.
The David Blaine version.
It is.
David
Yes.
Blaine dying in a glass box.
Yeah, man. Look at that. Look at the eye on my hand.
I'm floating.
Yep. Magic.
David Blaine. Fucking numbnut. Go on, carry on, mate. Go on.
So, let's see now. On the video game front, I did go back in time. And
Horace goes skiing.
No. I've managed to
Leisure Suit Larry.
No. Very close. Actually. I've managed to resurrect and get an enhanced version of possibly the greatest driving game ever created.
Okay, wait there. Wait.
Checkered flag.
Wait.
Hang on. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, checkered flag on the Spectrum. You got it, Jim.
Hold on. We got a resident flappy panels driving circles.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Yeah.
No. I can guarantee you're going to hate this when I tell you.
Daytona.
To me,
Ridge Racer.
Micro Machines.
yeah.
Oh, Micro Machines was good.
Oh my God.
No. To me, it's the greatest driving game ever because I can actually play it and win. That's
Batman, the video game adaptation.
It's the 2D one. You've got it, Lee. That's right. Yeah, where it just goes sideways, left and right.
You had to just fire out the grappling hook left and right, didn't you?
Yeah, and it does that automatically for you as well. So you know, if you put your Kempston joystick on auto fire, you're fine. You're fine with that. Hey.
Indy 500 on the Amiga.
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all. And it isn't Garfield Racing either. All right. Okay.
Okay. Test Drive.
Nope. Not at all.
Mario Kart.
No.
Mario Kart 64.
Is it Mario Kart 64? Is it Mario Kart 63? Is it Mario Kart 62?
Is it
Mario
Mario
Kart? Blows a fat worm.
Yeah.
Fat worm blows a sparky. Oh my God.
That was almost completely Matt Berry. The way you just said it there, I can't even remember. Can't even say it the exact way you said it there. That was
Fat
beautiful.
Sparky blows a worm. What?
Yeah, that's it. Say it in Berry's voice.
Fat Sparky blows a worm.
Yep, that's it. That one. Brilliant.
And you heard it from Jackie Daytona.
Human barman.
Got to get the disguise right.
Yeah.
You know.
Jesus, the wheels are off. The wheels
They
are
certainly
off.
are.
So what was the name of this game?
Okay, so
Knight Rider.
No, it's from the depths of history.
Death Race
You can't get
2000.
this anymore.
Can't get it.
It's not even that. It's Need for Speed Underground 2.
Oh,
That one. Love that game. Great soundtrack. Again.
Hang on.
Yeah. Oh, do you not know that one? Owen?
Need for Speed.
you don't know the Need for Speed games?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm just.
So Stephen Hawking Pro Wheelchair 3.
It's on the same level, Jim. It's on the same level. Only not as many mods in this game. So you know,
The Stephen Hawking. My parents bought the wrong one. I wanted Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and I got Stephen Hawking Pro Driver.
I'd play it though. I would definitely play that.
Pro Roller. He goes around explaining concepts of the universe while rolling slowly down a ramp.
Stop.
Oh, no, my brakes have failed.
Too fast.
I'm going to pull an ollie. Watch
Now
me
it's going,
grind.
hello.
All the Need for Speed games. I never really liked any of them because they had that horrible rubber banding with the AI. You drive at 1,000 miles an hour through like every piece of conceivable landscape. You don't hit a single thing. You take your foot off the accelerator for but 1 second, and then the cars are immediately in your screen. Every time. Even if you smash them into the walls, you smash them into lampposts, they explode. Doesn't matter.
You see, you don't drive dirty like I do, right? Because I hate losing, right? I'm so bad with that game.
I hate losing, and yet this is the only one you can win at.
Yeah. No, generally, I'm pretty good at this game, right? Generally, I'm pretty good, right? Doing like, the drifting around corners and stuff like this. I'm pretty good at it, right? But there's times when, as you say, Lee, suddenly the cars gain warp capability.
Yeah,
it's like you're 2 foot from the fucking finish line, and suddenly they've got all their nitrous oxide refilled within the car, and they've shot straight past you.
Yep.
And do you know what I do? Just to spite them, I press restart just before they finish the finish line.
Oh,
just to get them back. So, fuck you, you can't fucking have that. Yeah, I'll patrol you're like, no, he's done it again. How is it he can win stuff and I can't restart the game? He does it. He loses and he restarts before I've even crossed the finish line.
There's probably a version of Tron somewhere where there's some really frustrated sort of Bruce Boxleitner going, fucking hell! Every time I reach the final line, he turns it off. Motherfucker!
I'm going mad. So I've been thoroughly enjoying that. Well, you wouldn't think it. I mean, it's that game that's got Star Wars syndrome as well for me, right? Where you're turning corners, you're literally leaning into them. Yeah, I end up literally my controller gets further and further away from the main part of my body until I am literally bent over double with it touching the floor. That's how it goes with me.
Nice.
Right? With that. But I managed to find an enhancement for it, which puts it in the widescreen and stuff like this. And it's pretty slick. And for a game that's, God knows, let's see, I think it's nearly 20 years old.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah,
it flies like the fucking wind. And I am genuinely enjoying it. I'm getting to the end of it now. So, that'll be me putting it away again for another 10 years and dusting it down. So why did I ever stop playing this?
So are you gonna move up the leagues now to play a bit of Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 1?
No. Why would I want to do that, mate?
It was a good game.
Oh man, what's that game with the Ferrari that used to be in the arcade?
Outrun.
Yeah, you'll be wanting me to play that complicated, highly sophisticated driving game next. What? No, I'm sorry. Need for Speed Underground 2 is about my level.
No,
that's it.
Outrun was great just to have the magical sound shower play. Do 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 do. Yeah, musical genius right there.
Indeed, it was the musical equivalent of going down to Blackpool and watching a film in the cinema and having someone suddenly rise up out the ground with a fucking organ. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I was going to say, was he using his organ to make salty or sweet popcorn there, Down?
Shit him. Shit him. Shit him. Shit him. Oh, no, shit him.
Salty popcorn. Où est le battery con? Lick my salty kernels.
I wish I knew more French than just shit him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Anyway, go on, carry on.
So anyway, apart from that, I also done go to the cinema, but a proper cinema made of bricks and mortar.
Right.
This week.
Like Elton did.
Like Elton did, yes. All three of us here went and we went and saw Wicked
Okay.
at the cinema. Now, I've seen the musical 3 times.
3 times?
3 times.
Three
Yeah.
times?
3 times.
What,
Thoroughly
didn't you
enjoyed it.
understand it the first 2?
No, I've just been given tickets to go, whether it be a birthday present or whatever, So that's it. I've always gone. Always enjoyed it. I've read the book as well, which is a damn sight darker than the musical, which again thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, we went along to watch this, and really enjoyed it. We had a really, really good time watching it. And I've got to say, with every version that I've come across on here, it's always been slightly different. Okay. And if you've seen the musical, it's like any other big musical that's come out, like, Frozen's got Let It Go, and this one, its big tune is Defying Gravity, right? And they do, it's quite spectacular in the theatre. But now it's like, you know what, if you haven't got a singer that can reach the notes,
no,
and you're not really going to take advantage of the fact that you've got a CGI playground to work with, then just don't do it, right?
Yeah.
Because this is it. You've really got to kind of put everything behind this.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I'm watching the whole sequence because it is different in the film than it is why she does what she does, and she starts singing it and has to do what she has to do. Is completely different. It's a bit more urgent in this. And I've got to say, I'm sitting there watching this, and she's got the cloak on. She does her thing, and I'm watching this, and every 2 seconds I'm going, desktop wallpaper, desktop wallpaper, desktop wallpaper, desktop wallpaper, because it's absolutely fucking brilliant. For me, it meets its mark. I've got to say, the 2 leads, Ariana Grande and Cynthia, I can't remember the last name now, but both of them, absolutely brilliant in their roles. They picked the right pair for this. It was not a disappointment at all. The only thing I did find shocking about this, I'm thinking of going in, we're going to watch it, and it's like, okay, so that was it. That was the musical. I think the musical itself is something like, in total, with a sort of like an interval in the middle, is around about 3 hours, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can imagine my shock when I see the running time is 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was Maria said, and that's part 1. And I'm like,
Part 1?
Part fucking 1? Are you having a fuck? I said, it's nearly 3 and it's part 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I'd started going, oh God, no! What the fuck are they going to fill it with?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have to say, it didn't feel like 3 hours watching it. It really didn't. They had enough going on to make the time fly.
Right.
So I'm actually quite looking forward to the next one when it goes down several notches into darkness, and we've got the full Wicked Witch of the West stuff going on.
The Wiki Wah Wah Witch.
Wiki Wah Wah Witch, yeah.
Okay.
So, if you don't mind musicals, then and you like real spectacle, I mean, this really is the sort of film you go watch at Christmas on a big screen.
Oh, okay.
Then, I'd recommend it. Go see it. Just know that I suppose, really, considering how they end it, you could just turn around and go, right, that's it. I've seen this. I know what's coming next. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. Thank you very much.
And good night.
Good night.
Nice.
I personally think you could probably do that, and because it kind of ends at a point where it's like, okay, so this is where sort of The Wizard of Oz kicks in.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Right. Cool. Anything else?
No. That's it. No popcorn. Well, I did have popcorn, actually. We did have some popcorn, and Je t'aime, the popcorn.
You did shit him the popcorn.
Je t'aime the popcorn.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure we had popcorn. Or did we? Or was it just chocolate?
or
Where
did you?
where the fuck did I eat popcorn this week?
Not in Elton's house, were you?
No. No, I was outside on the tree, just outside his bedroom window.
I'm outside.
Shitting my little heart out. I really was. Oh, here it comes.
In the bins. I'm
Yes.
outside taking popcorn from your bins.
Hello, Elton. Hello, Elton. Hello, Mr. Elton. I'm out here by your bins. Shitting.
He's a peeping Tom.
hard. Yeah.
He's a dirty old man. Yeah, the reason we know this is a gag though is because I've never seen you climb a tree in your life.
No,
No,
no.
no. It'd still be
never
there
climbed
if you
a
had.
tree. Yeah, I would actually.
Got in the fire brigade to get him down like a cat.
This is where I live now. I am one of the tree people. I shall never see the surface ever again. Never shall my feet touch the ground.
Like the fucking East Country Essex version of fucking Avatar.
And Parasite.
In Parasite, nice. Yes, you'd be one of those squishy folk. Right. Anyway, right. Cool. In which case, we'll get to my week. Not a lot to report, really. Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've established before we started recording here that my entire week's most eventful thing was that I didn't get on a train. But yeah. So you buy 130 quid's worth of ticket. You go, I didn't really want to do this. You go overdrawn because of it, and then because of Storm Bert? They everyone cancels it. It's like, oh, great. So I'm 130 quid down, and I didn't actually go anywhere. And then the meeting I was going for ended up being on Teams anyway. So hurrah!
Technology, hurrah!
Technology, hurrah! Who doesn't like technology?
Just remember this for future. For when
I
you
will
don't want to go to them, and you can go, well, you know what? We had a really important meeting the other week, but apparently we could hold that on Teams. So can you tell me why I'm getting on a fucking train at 4:00 in the morning?
Exactly. Yeah. But I did watch a film other than the thing that we watched. Because I was curious, and me and Carol were going through this kind of like, there's got to be something on telly, and then you kind of do that. And no, there isn't. Let's try something new. So we started we failed to get very far in two TV series we just started watching. One was The Man on the Inside, which is Ted Danson as a old retired engineer who goes undercover in a old people's home for a private detective to be the man on the inside and report about stolen goods. Everyone's saying it's charming and lovely, but for me, it just feels like it's not a comedy that makes me laugh. I just kind of sit there kind of going, that's charming enough. That's it's fine. So Carol and I watched 2 episodes of that and then bailed. And then we went, I know, let's watch the big one on Amazon, Cross, which is a detective story about a guy who's a psychologist who can, get into the minds of people, but he's got demons of his own, and there's
God, that's never been done before.
I know, and it's
Luther.
Yeah, and it's the
Cross. This man's furious.
Cross, he's fucking livid. But yeah, it's got lots of subtext and subplots going on about like sort of Black Lives Matter guy gets killed, and then it's like the distrust of the police, and Cross has got demons of his own, and there's someone who may or may not have killed his wife back in the past who's kind of stalking his house. So there's lots of stuff like that, and it's all just, how can I put it? It's relentlessly grim. You're just sitting there kind of constantly going, oh, God. Oh,
gritty
no.
Gritty BAFTA.
Exactly. And we probably will come back to it, but but there was the second episode with the main serial killer of the film, of the show. Sorry, you know, he gets his next victim, and you just go, yeah, I think I'm done with this for a while. You just, I could do without this. So we sort of went, right, okay, fine. We've done 2 shows. Neither of them have grabbed us. I tell you what, let's move on to a film. And I went, oh, curiosity pick. Let's go for Hellboy, the Crooked Man. Because, you know, on Black Dog Group, a few people have gone looking at the poster and looking at the trailer I posted up ages ago, went, oh, you know, this is a more comic accurate Hellboy. And I'm like, is it? Okay. Because I always thought Ron Perlman and Del Toro did a pretty good Hellboy, but obviously I'm wrong. I'm not a fan, so therefore, okay, I'll have a look at this. It was a YouTube fan film. It really is.
Really?
Well, the special effects are naff for a kickoff. That doesn't help. Secondly, the guy who plays Hellboy is like a cosplayer. He's in the costume, and his entire acting range is, I'm Hellboy. Why? Because I look like Hellboy. That's it. He just kind of stands around going, smoking. Smoking.
I'm Hellboy. Why? Because then you don't have to be.
Yes, exactly. Shut him. And and it just, it's one of those things where it's really weird. The tone of it is off all the way through it. You're seeing all these creepy, shitty things going on, and you're thinking, okay, I'm supposed to be scared, but Hellboy's just kind of ambling about going, and then the lady who's with him from the BRPD, sorry, is just kind of like, she's kind of about everything. So when they go into a house in the middle of the woods, and there's just this naked lady's skin on a bed, just like laid out like a wrinkled old suit, and then a raccoon climbs in through the window, climbs into her skin, fills the skin out, and then there's this lady, and everyone just goes, and the problem is everything's like that. Everyone just goes, and you go, okay. And if everyone's doing, it's just, I couldn't give a shit. And I have to say, and this is coming from someone who did watch all of this fucking movie we're going to talk about in a minute, but I bailed on this movie. I bailed on Hellboy Crooked Man after 50 minutes.
Crikey.
And I paid for it. I paid rental money for it.
And you stayed the course with this week's film.
Yes.
And yet you go, right, that's it. I'm striking that right off my list. Jesus, man, that's got, wow.
Yeah, I just got bored. I was just so bored. And like I say, it is like, you know, when you see a cosplayer who stands around posing in their costume.
Yes.
So it's like they're waiting for people to notice them in their costume.
Yes.
They have no personality, no nothing. They've got nothing to do.
Yep.
So they just stand around posing in this impressive costume.
They're the one of these cosplayers who's got the same facial expression for no matter what character they're dressed up as.
Yeah. Vulcan, Klingon, Pokemon.
Straight faced.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Action shot, still straight faced.
Yep. That's it. That is what this guy as Hellboy is like. And it's just like, and the thing is, Hellboy isn't even the main character in it. There's some hillbilly that they follow, and they just kind of trail around behind this guy while he, just...
That is kind of like the comics, though.
Is it? Okay, I'll take that then.
Because a lot of the Hellboy comics, particularly the ones kind of outside his main arc, is Hellboy basically in something from world folklore. I mean, Crooked Man is all Appalachian folklore.
Yes.
I remember rightly. And so it's kind of... Mike Mignola at that point was more interested in the folklore stories and telling them than doing Hellboy adventures, because he's sort of done the big Right Hand of Doom and the big Hellboy stories. Kind of, he'd done them all fairly early on. So all the other Hellboy stuff is kind of, I don't know, kind of not apocryphal tales, but you know what I mean. It is kind of Hellboy is guest starring in some folklore he's interested in.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of, in which case I guess this is comic accurate, because there was lots of folklory stuff being told to me, but not shown to me. And and Hellboy just sort of sits down in a church and goes, crap, and then a witch will turn up and threaten the Appalachian bloke who's the main character, and then there's his love interest who's been cursed to turn into a raccoon, and she then dies and vanishes and then reappears, and then it's just like, I don't care about any of this stuff, because nobody in the film appears to care about any of this stuff. Even the vicar who's in the church, and yes, he is blind, but nobody seems to give a crap that there's a 7-foot tall red guy with horns and a massive stone hand. Everyone just kind of nobody gives a shit. They just go, oh, there he is. Hello. And if you've never seen a Hellboy comic or a film, and this is your first introductions of the character, which is possible, you'd be sitting there going, what the fuck is any of this? What is going on? What? But and so I just got bored. I literally was like, I paid £4.99 for this to rent it, and the remaining 50 minutes of my time that I would waste watching this film is not worth $4.99. So I made the financial call of bailing at exactly halfway. So yeah, not really for me. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there because I haven't really got much else to sort of add to that. Really, that was kind of my week. I will say we do have a little bit of feedback for Sightseers, last week's film. Was it Martin Thompson said one bit of trivia I read about the film Sightseers, because Edgar Wright was an executive producer. The bloke on the bus who was the first murder victim seen eating the cornetto. See, so it's Edgar Wright. Also note that the map in the opening credits had all the locations on it that ended the trip in the viaduct, which is interesting.
Right.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And I think this is the third, maybe fourth time we've seen this film, and that's mainly due to Jim covering it previously, and it gets better with every watch. So there you go. Thank you, Martin. Jeffrey Mark Hyman said, despite the surely frustrating technical issues from the last week's cast, this was another fine episode. The battling Bowies had me in stitches. We're not getting back into the David Bowies again.
Oh, he's running a pub, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yes. I'm in the pub and I'm just pulling a pint.
Would you like a packet of pork scratchings with that?
No, we don't have dried roasted peanuts. Anyway, he carries on. He goes, Sightseers is a phenomenal film. Go on, yeah. What?
No, I shouldn't have done it. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, Bailey.
It's too late now. It's too late. You've brought a Bowie. You brought a Bowie to the party. Surely you've got enough for all of us.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just before December and the Be Nice to Elton month, we're having a new section on this cast called Putting Elton on the Spot. We've put Elton on the spot.
On the spot.
It's not
Go
happening.
on.
It's not
Bowie.
happening. No. I pulled the parachute, and no, I'm drifting away from this one.
Elton, you've got a Bowie impression inside you.
You didn't say the magic word, Elton. Baby!
Smoke bomb! Anyway, going back to Jeffrey's thing, Sightseers is a phenomenal film that I find deeply unsettling. The performances are so convincing it actually makes you feel like you're spending time with dangerous sociopaths. There you go. Cool. Greg Spalding said, good call. I enjoyed this one. And Chris Johnson, referring to my previous talk about work and fitting things that don't fit, He said, Lee, how about you fit everything into a presentation this way, and then links to a YouTube video for Blipverts, which is fine, except I don't want to kill the entire audience. But away from feedback, if anybody has any feedback for this episode or any others, by all means, send in your feedback to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Go on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast, or hit me up on that Blue Sky thing. Black Dog's not really a Blue Sky thing, I don't think. I just can't keep it running. I think I mentioned that last time, but I am on Blue Sky. You can slide into my DMs, ladies. And you can find me at cartoonbeardy.bsky.social. There you go. Where you can see all my silly drawings and occasional memes. Right, but let's just hold on. We got a little bit more time, and we can do this.
There are more questions than answers.
Yes, there are more questions than answers because we are doing Black Dog Asking for Trouble. Way! So we have a couple. Let's start with the latest one at the top of the tree. So I apologise for the older things here, but David Jackala of the Inside Outcast and Shield Modulation podcast said, I have a question. Since there's 4 of you, how would you place each other in some famous group of 4? For instance, the Beatles, Seasons of the Year, Suits of Tarot, or anything else.
Seasons of the Year, Jesus.
Well, go on. So let's pick a subject. And then what famous 4 would you put yourself in? Well, I'll tell you what. Seeing as we got that fucking movie and it's Beatles related, where would we all be in the Beatles? Which one of the Beatles would we be? And we have to come to consensus. Who wants to go first and put that forward? Who's gonna damn someone with Ringo?
Basically, who's shot first?
I'd definitely be Nick Kershaw. No, he wasn't. But what? Mark Knopfler? No. I don't know.
Dave Gilmour.
I was going to say Dave Gilmour.
Okay, pick another group of 4. What group of 4 would you do? Come on.
I'll tell you what. I'll put myself down for the George Harrison role.
Oh, controversial. So you see yourself as the kind of the real talent behind everything.
Yeah, the real talent, the quiet one as well.
The quiet and talent one. Okay.
And the bullied one as well. If you've seen any of the other films that Peter Jackson has put out, like the 6 hours worth, he's the bullied one. So thank you. I am George.
You're George. Okay. Well, I think. Well, I hate to say it, but I think Darren, you got to be Paul.
Fuck! I was going to say Ringo. I thought you were going to say Ringo. I was like, fuck off! Mind you, actually, no, I'm Ringo.
Said you want to be Ringo? You can be Ringo.
I want to walk
get your hands on Barbara Bach.
Like
I know.
Yeah, he just wants to get hold of Barbara Bach. Hello, maybe you could give me your number sometime.
I've a very bad train engine, Barbara.
Why don't you step into the back of this van? Said Thomas.
Oh no, it's evil Big Diesel.
And so I looked the fat controller in the eye and I said, "Why are you such a cunt?" said Thomas.
Well, that leaves only Paul and John for you and me, Jim. That's a tricky one.
So I am Ringo then.
Yeah, well, you've taken it, mate. You owned up. You went there. You didn't want to be Paul. I gave you Paul. You didn't want to know.
No, I thought you were going to say Ringo, and it's like, oh, actually, you know what? I'll get to do the cult thing. The cult of Thomas the Tank.
It rhymes with cult, and it may be a
starts with a C, definitely.
It ends with a T, and it has a U in it. So that's just John and Paul for me and you, Jim. Which one? Okay, I'll let the other guys decide. I'm not saying. Go on.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. Who's going to get shot, and who's got the annoying girlfriend?
Which one of you's married to Yoko Ono?
Exactly. That's the problem. Yeah, I don't. No good will come of this answer.
I could imagine. I could imagine Jim walking across a zebra crossing with no shoes on.
Yep.
So he's Paul. Is that what you're saying?
Well, either that or...
I did choose the Ruddles Paul equivalent for my handle for the group chat.
there you go.
So that's a fair cop.
Yeah, it's a fair cop. Okay, so I'll look forward to going back to New York and being shot. So thanks for that. Thanks for that. I don't think I'm nearly as peace loving as John. Do you want to pick another group of 4 or what? Or should we move on?
Can we do the seasons?
Go on, and do you want to do seasons?
Good
then?
Lord.
Go on. Which season? What season do you think? Oh, I think Jim's definitely winter. Definitely,
I'll take winter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you're a bit fresher as a daisy there, Elton, compared
Really?
to the rest of us. So I'll put you in spring.
All right. Okay.
Darren, you're just out there.
Well, there are bits of me falling off. Like they would do a tree.
So
Getting
you're
winter,
autumn.
so I'm autumn, yeah.
You're autumn, yeah. Your bits, you're turning brown and bits of you are falling off.
Exactly. So there you go. Yeah.
And I guess I get summer by default, but that doesn't really fit somehow. But I'll take it.
And everything I do is lukewarm as well. So yeah, I'm definitely autumn.
lukewarm, and vaguely depressing.
Yeah,
it's a turning brown and curling up.
Oh, winter's coming.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. You've turned up as winter's coming.
Exactly, and yeah, that's that. Right, okay. Well, I think we'll call that answered for the moment, unless we've got anything else.
Well, can we do how do we rate in the tenor man scale?
Tenor man?
Yeah, tenor man. Would you be heavy flow or not so heavy flow? We'll go for 4 groups in this one. So, what are you? Are you?
I'm a full maximum charter. I've just got to be padded out so it looked like the Michelin Man.
Fine. I'll be at the other end of the scale then.
You're
not
number 1 on the
yet.
scale.
Yeah, Elton is very much the. I think just by dint of his age, his pelvic floor is much stronger than ours.
You probably could wheel up a wall, unlike us.
At least he's got a pelvic floor.
Yeah, I've got more like a pelvic basement.
My back end went ages ago. I'll tell you that now. That's it.
You blew your O-ring, and that was the end of it.
It was a gasket, sir.
Bit like the Challenger disaster. You blew your O-ring, and you were all over the place. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to answer.
It got too cold. It ruptured and went all over the place.
Yeah. He had shrinkage, and his O-ring blew. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move away from those questions. There's too much danger in those. So, Ollie Monk, brought up, how do you feel about professional podcasters, likes of Alistair Campbell, Richard Osman, and so on?
Well,
I think they should fuck off and give enough a chance. Osmond, you had a good career as a quiz show host, but no, you had to then start doing crime novels and podcasting. You're going to do opera next, aren't you? Then you'd be reading the news. Fuck off. Stick in a lane and stay there, you fucking lol lanky shite. That's what I think of that.
Yep.
Put Jim down for a
heavy flow.
Yeah, from
right. Yeah, I mean, my problem with professional podcasters is there's no need to be in that arena. It's just a promotional tool that wipes everyone else out.
Well, and unless, like most entertainers, you have a need to be kind of, somebody to pay attention to you. for because if you don't get any notice for 5 minutes, then apparently you're irrelevant.
Yeah,
So,
it's a bit like when someone's down the park and they've got like kids are playing with the little tiny RV cars or something, and then some arsehole who's been sitting there with spending days and years and hundreds of pounds on his fucking remote control Bugatti Veyron or something comes out and just stands next to the kids and just races and beats them and knocks their cars into a cocked hat and then looks at you like ha 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 ha, and then fucks off.
I've got to fill my time somewhere on a Sunday. I get bored. What can I say?
Yeah, but it is like that though,
this
isn't it?
Bugatti Veyron's not going to race itself, mate.
Yeah,
little shit.
Well, it's like the Guardian this week released this. They do this every year. They say, write in and tell us your favourite podcasts. And I know the article will be the 10 fucking same podcasts again. It'll be Serial, My Dad Wrote a Porno, The QI Fucking Elves, and some 6 other celebrity bits of bollocks. It'll be the same ones fucking again this year.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the problem. It's like you get told, oh look, democratization of the internet, you can do anything, you can be anything, you can just make stuff and people will come and find, but you can't find normal people and normal podcasts and stuff with unique views if the BBC and Apple and Acast and all those fuckers just go, oh well, here's 100 million quid, promote all their stuff to the front page, thanks very much, bosh. It's like, well, how's that any different from being a sponsored thing on the front page of Google? It makes everything totally irrelevant and useless. I mean, I don't know about you, Elton. What do you think?
It frustrates the hell out of me. It really does. It's just not fair. They've seen someone come along. I'm not saying that we were at the ground floor when this thing started. I think we were a couple of years after that, but we were still there in the very beginning times, and just before BBC really cottoned onto it, and Channel 4 and ITV and all these other things that have their own media base anyway, and they saw this thing slowly growing up and having a new platform on iTunes and always on people's phones now. How can we get on people's phones? And then they just flood that market unfairly as well. And you got people like the other people that he mentioned who just come along and either create a podcast out of their own radio show, which you've already heard broadcast on the radio, or creating stuff which is professionally done and have tens of producers behind it and writers behind it, whereas we're sat there
and financial licensing as well.
Yeah, and we're just sat there trying to, for want of better words, knock one out.
Shit,
So just very quickly then.
Yeah.
So where do we draw the line with this? Because you mentioned the whole thing about My Dad Wrote Porno, which came out of nowhere, right? It wasn't a bunch of famous people that did it, but they became very, very successful. So do you think that maybe, are you saying that if somebody comes very successful with their podcast, they should just stop doing it? Or
No. I mean, it's
just,
more...
just
No,
more
it's
of
just
a
more just the
devil's
lazy
advocate
journalism, more the lazy journalism rather than a pop at the shows. Is the fact that when they do these articles, it's always the same fucking ones. You know what I mean? Every time for about 10 years, and it's just like, could you just put one in from some little show? You know what I mean? Throw someone a bone. You know what I mean? These shows. I mean, some of them, did come out of nowhere legitimately. Others did have a lot of money behind them in the first place on the quiet and stuff like this. But it's kind of they've got the exposure. They don't need any more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're in the fucking welded in the top 10 on bloody iTunes, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? It's kind of, give someone else a go. You know what I mean? When you're covering stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, I think the thing is, it's like when you've got something that's like a homegrown platform, yeah, and okay, Apple Podcasts isn't exactly a homegrown platform. Let's be honest, but when you've got people, like let's put it this way, there are good podcasts which happen off the back of someone, even if they're famous, doing something off their own back, like Mark Maron's What the Fuck, yeah.
Mm.
When that first came out, that was just him in his garage trying not to go mad. So he was out of work, he was trying to think up new stuff, and he used his connections to get famous people to interview. Now that started off as a thing for him, and it grew. And it was a natural growing. Whereas if I look at the top 10 podcasts according to Apple now, every single one of them, and I do mean every single one of them in the top 10, is sponsored by a massive corporation throwing absolute shit tons at it to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the problem you've got is you get a two-tier system then. You get a system where there's like people making stuff on YouTube, and it's like, right, okay, they're making stuff on YouTube, they're making little funny things, they're making little TikToks, all these kind of little platform startups, and then all of a sudden, the BBC or CNN or the Joe Rogan Experience, for fuck's sake, just suddenly go, there's money to be made here. Yes, we're going to throw 100 million quid at promoting. And then everyone who's done stuff like us, like anyone else, like everyone who's done a podcast ever, suddenly finds themselves no longer being promoted by the podcast platforms or the platform of your choice, TikTok or whatever. What you find is you just disappear. And you've been steamrolled by a corporation just coming in and going, we want that. And that's what I'm saying. It is like the whole thing of, kids having a boxcar rally and then someone rocking up in a Formula One and going, I've beaten you. It's like, yeah, great achievement. Well done. Now, if you did this on your own, I don't think you would. I don't think you've got the talent to do what you've had to do to make that work. So the rest is politics. The rest is history. The rest is entertainment. Olivia Atwood's So Wrong It's Right. That's the BBC, the ITV, and several other fucking big channels. Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett, who's, let's not forget, is a millionaire and paying a massive media agency to make that fucking podcast. Mm-hmm. The Tucker Carlson show, Joe Rogan Experience. It's like, yeah, if you gave me 20 grand an episode to hire out a studio, podcasters, a guest booker, actually pay the money for real musicians to come in and make music. I mean, yeah, I'd produce a professional fucking podcast that would suddenly be in the top 10. But I think it's just the laziness of the whole thing.
It's not. I find it frustrating because I've put so much time and effort into this as well. Yeah, at the moment I'm recording 3 times a week, and I don't want to go down on numbers, but the most I get is about 1,000 downloads, and I don't know. Maybe I think, I'll be honest, there's a little bit of jealousy there as well from me. Absolutely, because I put so much time and effort into it. I started in 2008, so I've got a fair few years behind me now. And yet if someone on Radio X decides to, I think I'll just put a podcast out of me talking about bollocks. Really? Okay, you just try doing that. And then they do that and they get 10,000 downloads for the next 20 years. It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, that's
fine.
What I'm saying.
I'll just move down the peg again, shall I? Thank you very much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the BBC Radio 2 podcasts. It's like, if those people who do those podcasts tried to do it by themselves, they would get Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because they haven't got the talent to do it. They've got the voice, and that's it. But the BBC comes along, goes, right, we'll just flood our channel, which has automatically got every subscriber in the entire country looking at us. And what do you know? Bertie Bumbleclart's fucking World of Zulu has suddenly gone right to number 1. Well, it's just like, why? How many people listen to it? Oh, it's just the listeners of the radio show listening to it again. It just feels I think it feels unfair.
Yeah, it does.
It's it just, that's the problem. It feels unfair, and I don't resent making the podcast. I really don't, but it does make me sometimes just think, what's the point? Because every time you start doing anything, a corporation will just see it and go, well, I'm having that.
Yep. You come up with a good idea, and they'll just poach it straight away and just wave lawsuits at you.
Yeah. And then and then you're sitting there going, great. So what happens is these corporations crush creativity just to push their same old slop. And then people listen to it, and that's fine. If you like listening to it, you listen to it. Don't worry about what we say, obviously. But the thing is, people will go and will listen to it, and then in the same breath go on Blue Sky or Facebook or Twitter or whatever and go, everything's so boring these days.
But in the same breath as well, we're kind of our own worst enemy, because it is so easy to do, and then you get people doing it on their iPhone, and they got terrible sound, and you expect that for like the first 5 or 6 episodes, until they actually decide they really want to do this or don't want to do it. And there's a million shows out there that have cancelled within 10 episodes, disappeared, and just hung around. And then the big corporations look at them and go, another one. They're all like that. So why should we invest any money into all of these people that just don't do anything? Whereas, we've got nearly 600 episodes of Black Dog here.
I was going to say, between Hypnagoria, Black Dog version 1 and 2, the Shonky Lab, Grand Prix podcast, the Pacific, the Space Doc Jury. I mean, between everything that we've all done together or apart separately, I reckon we've got somewhere close to a couple of thousand episodes.
Oh, easily.
Easily. I mean, apparently I've done over 1,000 episodes now, according to one of my listeners who keeps an index of everything I do.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. You know what I mean?
That's a lot, man.
That is a lot. But, that's fine. But I mean, I'm not worried about numbers, but it does bug me that it's just like people. It's the same thing of people who play video games and they only buy Assassin's Creed games once a year and then complain that there's no new games.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's just like if you buy the same old slop and you listen to the same old slop and you don't go out of your comfort zone to listen to something else. You've only got yourself to blame. But the thing is, you can't find anything else because the big, massive corporations come in and just steamroll the entire charts.
Yeah.
So,
because look at it this way.
Yeah.
8 years ago, this very podcast was number 1 in movies
in Venezuela.
No.
It wasn't?
It was on the iTunes front page. I've actually got it as a memory.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
We were actually for one episode, admittedly, but for one episode we were for less than like 5 days on the front page in front of everyone.
We were the shizzle, man.
We were the shizzle, and then we weren't because Mayo Commode just millions bang. Took us out, and then it was the Empire podcast, and then it was the Total Film podcast, bang, and then it was like everyone, and then all of a sudden it was like the Movie Drone one, and then there was another fucking Radio 1 interviews, and it all just went like that, and we just vanished.
So can I ask? Right, is there, considering what you said and how you all feel about famous people getting their own podcasts. Are there any ones out there that you actually feel kind of conflicted by? Considering
What?
you have this view, but are there ones out there who are run by, successful people that you actually do like, that sound like they're actually quite fun or informative?
Yeah.
Are there any? Because I've got one myself, and that's Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. See, I like that. I like that podcast. Right, it makes me laugh. Okay, he has some interesting guests on there.
Yeah.
So,
But that's what I'm saying. It's Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend has been going for what, like 2 years, 3 years tops.
yeah.
Since he left his chat show just before COVID, wasn't it? So 4 years.
He got kind of drummed out of his job. There's a whole thing.
Yeah,
there
I
with him and
don't.
Jay Leno.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I don't want to get into that. But I mean,
No.
it's just. But the thing is, along comes a company with a shitload of money, throws it at him, and away he goes.
I think it's his own production company that do it. Team Coco.
Production company.
I think so. Yeah, they
Right.
do a lot of his stuff. They used to do his show on. I think that was the
Do you-
thing for his show on TV.
Do you know what the production company for Black Dog is?
It's LJ Graphics, isn't it?
LJ Medcalfgraphics.com. I
Medco
think.
Graphics. That's it. Yeah, Medco
Yeah.
Graphics. A very a sign
Niche
of
and
quality.
niche.
Yeah, a sign of quality in the computer graphics world.
Hang on,
Well,
I sometimes
it was
change the
12
banner
years ago.
picture.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's two, maybe three, two, maybe three, maybe four at a push. Or if Carol retweets something, 5.
Oh bloody hell!
There you go. We're a monster company.
We are.
Anyway, I think we'll leave it there.
Basically,
much.
what we're
Bitter
saying
Mike.
is,
Wow.
it's not fair. It's not fair, and we want more recognition. God damn it!
Well, I tell you what. Here's the thing I've always thought with these kind of things, right?
Mhm.
Make it like YouTube Premium, right? You got these famous people.
Yeah.
They come along. They want to have all the money and all the viewers and all the subscribers. Right.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. Have at it. But have at it on the paid platform.
Yeah.
The freebie platform, we're basically the Google Play Store to the
Yeah.
Apple Store. You know what I mean? And, so yes. I mean, like, for example, Commode Mayo, I like listening to them. When they've got the Vanguard Easter stuff, the extra stuff, it's like £3 for a month. Yeah, I'm happy to pay for that. So it's like, right, fine. So I'm giving my money to them. That's good. That's my support right there. Same goes for Second Wind. All the people who left The Escapist.
Yeah.
I get that stuff off their Patreon. So I get that. So I pay for it. So I'm looking at that. Like, I've come looking for you specifically, and I'm willing to pay for it. With something like Joe Rogan, I'm sure he'd be very happy if people paid to subscribe for an ad-free version of that. I'm sure he very much would. So I don't see the problem. So have a paid podcast service, a subscription service over one side, and then have the little guy podcast subscription service, which you don't pay for. You may find gems. You may find episodes that never last more than two episodes, more podcasts that last 2 episodes over on this side. And then we'd be the big fish in the pond.
Because that's basically what you want, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, everyone else can have world dominance. Why can't I? Basically, I want to salt my own popcorn. I want to have someone to salt my popcorn. I want to be famous enough to have my own Jatem popcorn.
Do you know what? This is a little bit like looking at it from a sort of like EverQuest World of Warcraft perspective. Okay, you go in there, you play the game. You're like a level 40 and you've worked that, right? Okay, every piece of armor you've got, you've battled for, and whatever, you've got it. And then you get a level 1 player show up on your server, and he's decked out with armor and stuff you've only dreamed of getting because he's paid for it premium.
Yeah, he paid for the DLC and got
Yeah.
it all for nothing. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's not really bothered if it fails. Then he's just like, "Oh, I don't really care anyway."
Exactly. And then that's the other thing. It's the fucking sponsorships scattered throughout all of it. I tried to listen to Star Talk with what's his name, fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson once. He was supposed to be talking about black holes. He got 3 lines into going, ho, 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 aren't we all so funny? And then went, and now here's a thing from our sponsor. 20 minutes later, he's finished the sponsorship, comes back in and goes, black holes, they've got gravity, haven't they? Oh, here's another thing from the sponsor. And it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, we've done an hour and a half. We haven't even done the podcast. We haven't even done the review.
We've not even gone off and got a cup of tea yet, and it's nearly 6 minutes to 11.
Exactly, and that's why we aren't on the top of the charts.
And that's why I don't like cricket. Sorry.
I love it. Yeah, because you know what? Right now, we'd have an editor with a timing board going, stop fucking talking. And then we'd leave it with a studio guy who cut this down to a neat 45 minutes. Instead, it's a rambling 3 hours.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll stop there. We'll run the jingle. And you know what, Thomas? I think we're going to be giving our regards to Broad Street.
Oh, hell Cthulhu, said Thomas.
Yeah. The ever dreaming. The eldritch gods on the edge of space, said Thomas.
We are to prepare the way for the many angled ones, said Thomas. Oh, there's so much you could do with this.
Just roll the jingle.
Yep.
Nice fade out there, Thomas.
Said
Thomas. Give My Regards to Broad Street is a 1984 British musical drama film directed by Peter Webb. I'm not doing that. Said Thomas. Peter Webb, by the way, doesn't have any Wikipedia entry whatsoever. So
neither he should.
Fucking right too. It stars Paul McCartney, Brian Brown, Ringo Starr, and the film covers a fictional day in the life of McCartney, who wrote the film for the screen.
Yeah.
And McCartney, Starr, and Ringo Starr, and Linda McCartney, her of the veggie sausages, all appear as themselves. Despite Give My Regards to Broad Street being an unsuccessful film, both financially and critically, there's a shocker and a bit of a spoiler. Its soundtrack album sold all right. Yeah, there you go. It had a it had a budget of $9 million. How much did it take at the box office, Jim?
3 million unnecessary dream sequences.
Yep. Okay. Elton?
4 overly long medley symphonies and a car phone.
Yep. Okay, cool. Down?
Well, actually, it's everything that we couldn't wasn't speedy. We optioned for a musical bit. We almost made it one big long video. So yeah, that and a packet of peanuts.
Well, actually, you're all wrong. What it took was the piss.
Bravo.
Thank you. Yes, no, actually, it took $1,400,000. So there you go. Fucking hell, fire. Right. Anyway, so we are going to go through this. I don't know if we need to have necessarily a spoiler zone because
no, we don't.
Frankly,
Does anyone know what actually happened?
Does anyone care? I think is more the point. Does anyone truly care not to be spoilt by this film?
Well,
I don't think you can spoil this film. It's pre-spoiled.
This is how little the actual people who made it care about it. Apparently, they went. The people who posted this film on YouTube went to them and said, "We want to post it on YouTube. Do we have to pay you anything?" They went, "It's fine. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, they didn't want to even admit that it was on YouTube. They didn't even want to admit they were involved with it in the first place. The copyright struck the fucking thing.
Exactly.
Which considering how
this is McCartney's holiday special, really, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's definitely a holiday special. It's definitely right up there with Carrie Fisher singing while Harrison Ford looks incredibly embarrassed.
Yeah.
And
McCartney goes to Hubris Town.
You have Abbey Road, you have Sgt. Pepper's, you have the White Album, and then you got this.
Shabby Road.
Shabby Road.
It's almost like a great artist who's done a lot of stuff that a lot of people like, and then having a bowel accident live on stage in front of everyone as his final act. And that's a lasting memory.
Yeah, it's like that bit in it's like that bit in Bubba Hotep of watching Elvis fall off the stage. Yeah, he then just shat himself to death on the stage.
Yeah.
Had a massive bowel movement and just got dragged off underneath the curtain on a snail trail of shit. Well, I tell you what, Darren, you picked it, so you go last. So we'll go around there. We'll go around the table a little bit first. We'll maintain the air of a format before we just kick in, but just briefly, Elton, what do you think of this?
Awful. Absolutely awful. There's a reason why I've only seen 10 minutes of this before, and that's because I watched 10 minutes of it and then thought it was utter shit and turned it off. Awful. Terrible choice, Darren. Well done. Thank you very much.
My work here is done.
A movie by which all others will be judged going forward on the Black Dog, that's for sure. Jim?
Well, I'd seen up to the very bizarre New Wave number before.
Mm-hmm.
And when we turned it off.
Right.
So this is the first time, and God, it was a slog to get through. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I go with Roger Ebert. This is a non-film.
Yes. It's a non. Yeah. I tell you, before I get to mine, I tell you what was interesting was on the Facebook group. Dean Holt brought up that that there was people going on about like how long they actually lasted watching this film. So there was actually a running total on the Facebook group where people would go. So like Dean Holt said, I rather stupidly attempted to watch it and lasted 11 minutes and 51 seconds. Before I decided it wasn't going to get any better. This is a seriously terrible movie. Michael Wilding said, what was it? Said something along the lines. Hold on, it's just gone to. Oh God, blimey! All comments. Thank you. Brad Hammond said he watched 51 minutes of it. He got 51 minutes in. Michael Wilding said current record's 51 minutes then, and then he came back with. Oh well, yeah, it was 51 minutes. Oh no, he made it right to the very end.
Wow,
God, I mean, salute, hats off, man. Yeah, so if you watch this, post up your time, post how long you lasted.
What's that thing they do on Top Gear where they have a wall of? Trying to in the car, was it the
star in a reasonably priced car? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think we got that. Yeah, so we got Michael Wilding made it all the way through. We got Brad Hammond made it to 51 minutes. We got Dean Holt at about 11 minutes and 51 seconds. Yeah. I think we have to rule ourselves out because we obviously made it to the end.
Well, we had to.
We had to. So get on the Facebook group, post your time up. How long did you last watching this movie? Anyway, I'm only saying all of this because, frankly, my opinion is that I liked it.
I knew it. It's all being a charade, isn't it?
Sorry, just excuse me a minute. I'm just on the phone. Hi. Is that bullshit? Yeah, I'm call. It's me calling. Yep, that's right. Yep, this is who I'm calling. I'm calling bullshit. Hi, bullshit. How you doing?
Hello. Yes. This is bullshit. Hello. Hello. This is bullshit. No, it was fucking awful. It genuinely was one of the worst films I think I've ever seen in my life. Incompetent, indulgent, stupid, asinine, random, filmed by an absolute blind, deaf, dumb, unaware, foolish twat that they just randomly strapped a camera to and then stuck in a tumble dryer and spun him around for 40 minutes and then said, "Oh, stand over there looking that way somewhere." The sound guy needed a punch in the throat. Anyway, I wasn't impressed. Dow.
Yeah.
You picked this fucking film.
I did.
Yes.
I did, yes.
What
right.
Have you got to say for yourself?
The late great David Bowie said that if you're an artist, okay, and you go, you creatively, if you're going out into the waters, you should get to the point where your feet are just coming off of the ground. You see, if you get to a point in the procedures where you're feeling a bit sort of like you're almost out of your depth, go out of your depth, because that's where amazing things happen. Mm-hmm. I'd like to again call bullshit on that. David Bowie, if you're listening to me, it's not for everything, mate. Okay, the magic doesn't happen all the time.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you because I am dead.
Because I'm a star lad and I went home. So yeah, it took us out of our depth. This is the sort of film that hasn't been seen. Well, this is even worse than fucking Island of the Dead, I think.
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead 2. That one.
Yep. I genuinely think he's up there with some of the worst we've ever seen. And we've seen Manos, Hands of Fate, Birdemic, The Room. I don't think it's quite The Room bad, but I think the worst thing is, compared to The Room was made with genuine attempt to make a genuine movie and was made by a bunch of incompetents.
But do you know what? It's funny, isn't it? I mean, this was supposedly supposed to be a genuine film, right? Or in Paul McCartney's mind, in my mind,
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Pete Burns. Is it the guy from Dead or Alive?
That's
God rest his soul. Who said that on? Who used to say that on Never Mind the Buzzcocks? Wasn't it? In my mind. Yeah. Jesus, man. This proves, right? This could actually kill people. You know when they say, "Yeah, get out there, do things," right? Take a chance. No, don't take a chance. Or don't just take a chance. Measure your probable success with something. Okay, just view it carefully, because this is what you get sometimes. Okay, you get this. Okay, I did this because I knew about this film from when I was younger. Never saw the movie. Liked the main tune that came from it, and it's like I was curious.
Yeah, you know what curiosity did?
Yeah, it kills ambition. That's what it does. Okay? That's what it can do. Right? It really can. It's... Yeah.
I mean,
are we going straight into this? We're not even having a spoiler zone.
No, we're not having a spoiler zone. Let's
doing you a favour, people.
Yeah, let's put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still you haven't watched this film, don't.
Just don't.
Just it. Just don't. I think you
unless you work in Guantanamo Bay, and you're looking for something to make people talk, then fine. This is the film for you. Yep,
Well,
you can forget the James Blunt album. This will do it for you.
Rhyming slang.
James Blunt, yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this fucking thing, asking anyone any questions. I mean, at what point did you think it's gone off the rails? I shouldn't be watching this.
The moment I pressed play, I think, on YouTube.
Okay, what about you?
You know, like you get those films like Forrest Whitaker where he touches stuff in fucking what's that space film, Species? You know, and he's like he gets a flash into his head, doesn't he? He sees a vision. That's what happened when I pressed
the obvious.
Well, he does, but this was obviously the obvious with this film. Don't watch it. I was almost tempted to turn this off and watch Batman Ninja to get the fucking taste out of my mouth.
That's strong coffee.
Steady on, young man. What?
Careful for what you wish for.
There are women present.
Yeah. Don't forget Elton's in charge of the next pick there, Dal. And he's got fighting talk. He's got fighting talk on his head.
Don't pick. Don't pick Batman Ninja, please.
Well,
you fuckers already made me watch U571, which I said I would never do. Please don't make me watch Batman Ninja as well. Not again.
Well, while we ponder what's coming down the pipe from Elton, Shadem.
No, she's like the Hail Hydra, isn't it? This is the new Hail Hydra. Shadem.
Salty popcorn. Shadem. So, Elton, I mean, what point did you know that you'd gone too far or it was rubbish? Where did you actually want to bail out?
Well, where did I want to bail? Oh, okay. So the first time I watched this, or first time I tried to watch this, I made around about 10 minutes. And you have inklings before that make you think, oh, I might get I'm not going to last too long in this. And I had them immediately. I knew that there was a mistake. As soon as he pulled over to answer his car phone in his hot rod, I was like, do you know what? I really don't like this. But what really...
He's jalopy.
Yeah. What really cemented it for me is I wasn't expecting the song medleys. And when he started the first song medley, I was like... But this is just like
what's going on?
He started singing yesterday, and I was like, "Well, this is a bit." And then you got Ringo fucking looking for brushes, and but
which he never uses.
There aren't brushes on yesterday.
Yesterday,
but
I could have thrown
my
this
brushes
fucking
seem so
movie
far away.
And
I'm mixing up the maracas in a tray. Sorry. Anyway, carry on.
So
Sorry,
I got to that point. I was like, "No, I can't do this. No, he's ruining these songs." It's sacrilege, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll admit, I made an hour 48-minute film fit into about an hour 20 by skipping through the fucking songs because there was.
I was going to do that.
No, I did it.
I was going to see how long the film actually was by just getting rid of the music.
About 7 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah,
I skipped hard. Because there was no way I was going to sit through all that tosh. That was utter bollocks. Self-indulgent.
The thing is, the music bits, they're the best bit because the bits in between the music are fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really,
but this
really bad.
This is so indulgent. This is like Paul McCartney went to bed in Paul McCartney pajamas.
Yeah.
Pulled over his Paul McCartney duvet, and his room is plastered in Paul McCartney posters, and then he had a wank into a Paul McCartney sock.
Do you know what?
That's how self-indulgent it is.
It wasn't even a wank into a Paul McCartney sock, Elton. You see, Paul McCartney, from what I've heard, is a very supple bloke. He's very bendy. right? Okay, he can literally double over on himself, right? So this wasn't just a wank. This was a full-on suck job. This was. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
If M&S did wanks,
And he doesn't spit. Anyway, no, he drank that down. Oh, good Lord, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just,
No animals were
Yep.
hurt in the making of this.
yeah. No. Oh, God.
I really struggled. The music was just appalling.
Yeah. 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 What about you, Jim? How long did you and Teresa first time you watched it bail out on?
well, so the first time we got as far as silly little love songs, but done bizarrely, like some sort of cretin's version of Gary Newman.
with the beatboxing rapper in the fucking thing doing the moonwalks and the robot dancing at the front.
You know who that was? Do you know who that was?
Jeff Daniels.
Jeffrey Daniels, yeah.
Yeah, the man who actually invented the moonwalk.
Oh,
Yeah.
not Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber.
No,
No,
from
no.
Shalimar, mate.
Galamar.
Yeah. I can make you feel good. Not this time, Jeffrey.
No, you
No.
failed, Jeff.
You failed big style.
Yep.
But
You
this
look like
time around, I think I got as far as the first boardroom scene where they're talking about the master tapes and the police lineup sort of evil businessmen. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh God, this is really. I remember why we bailed on this now.
Yeah.
Because these are kind of the mystery of this film is kind of who signed off on any of this to say this is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's kind of Paul McCartney wants to make a film. Okay, he wants to do like a kind of a greatest hits. Okay, that's fine. Now, my initial idea, because I didn't see this film, I think only tracked down a couple of only a couple of years ago. I remember the big woo about it at the time, a lot of hype, and then it disappeared. And rightly so, apparently.
Yeah.
And I kind of and I started hearing about that. Well, I've got to see this. And my idea was that, all right, he's done this album, and basically, I think Paul thought, I'm going to do 4 or 5 singles of this album, all need a video. If we shoot a bit extra, we can make a film.
Yeah.
However, that's not the case. None of this bollocks ends up in any of the videos.
No.
There's only one single release of that album anyway. And the footage from this movie isn't the video. And so it's kind of like, Paul McCartney, you want to make a film? People, you could have got nearly anyone to write or direct this who would have probably bent over backwards to work with one of the Beatles at that time in the 80s. You know what I mean? And probably not for free. You know what I mean? Quite easily. And yet somehow we ended with this kind of sub Benny Hill crap comedy going on between the music. It's kind of what on earth is this?
That's high praise, Jim, for this film.
No, Benny Hill's far funnier than this. This is kind of like I don't know. It's like those kind of terrible knockoff Carry On films that you sometimes turn up late at night you've never heard of. And it's just kind of like, whoa, just stereotypical characters and really like lame puns and just kind of who thought this was funny?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why did it need to be funny anyway? You know what I mean? It's kind of
yeah, I mean, I must admit, I knew when I was watching it, I knew that my tolerance for it went out the window the instant I saw the chauffeur on the phone. And
that's a minute into the film, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, there's a certain thing that seems to happen with musicians' films where where for some reason, I don't understand why, because it happened in the Pet Shop Boys film as well. It couldn't happen here.
Right.
But it did.
And it fucking well did. Exactly. Where you watch a film which features the musicians in a nonsensical adventure which doesn't have any urgency and just kind of ambles from one song to the next, where it seems to think that it can do the Monty Python thing of just having random people's voices mixed in wrong. So there's Paul McCartney, and he's kind of like just sitting up the back. And you've got the chauffeur going, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I know. And it's that surreal thing that where the musician's thinking, oh, this is really deep and it's kind of means something. And but the audio mix has them going, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. While the actual plot or something else is actually going on 20 feet away, and you can hear. And I just thought, my patience is not going to last for the rest of this film if I can't even stick out the first 5 minutes of a chauffeur talking about traffic jam over Waterloo Bridge. And he fell asleep, and then next thing you know, he's in some super duper jalopy, and I went, it's a dream sequence. And I kept waiting for him to reappear back in the car, and I kept going, this is a dream sequence. This is still a dream sequence. This is still a dream sequence. So when we got to the very end, and it was like, it's a fucking dream sequence.
Yep.
I was actually rendered speechless by precisely how fucking asinine that decision was. Because the thing is, it just kind of underlines that the writer, Paul McCartney, gives not zero shits for people's enjoyment. He knows that they're there to see him. It's just ego. And I didn't like the guy beforehand. I never liked the guy. I've hated Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time and the fucking Frog Chorus and Mull of Kintyre and all that soft soap shit that he pours out endlessly like a torrent of foam out of his fucking everything he's ever produced has always just been like being beaten to death by a marshmallow. It's just fucking nonsense. It's the kind of
too long.
It's the kind of thing that even your nan would sit there and go, "Oh God, it could do with a bit of anger." Where's a swear word? Where's even your nan would go, "Oh, put on some WAP for 5 minutes." You know, let's listen to some Slipknot.
Some
just
WAP.
rather. Yeah, I want some wet ass pussy go playing or something. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, it's just got no edges. It is the musical equivalent of the Marshmallow Man's round, smooth testicles. It's just totally. It's like being just being butt smothered by the fucking Mr. Blobby. It's just nothing there. It's just garbage, asinine, middle of the road. The fucking 1980s yuppies sitting there drinking their beers, you know, their craft beers and their Proseccos and their white wines and their Asti Spumentis, thinking, oh, look, we're really edgy. We're playing that Beatle. He's gone solo, don't you know? It's just like, oh, my God, there's no bite to any of it.
No.
And to have a whole film of that is terrible. To have a whole film of that with a surreal fucking David Bowie space hopper mentalness where they're all standing there looking like they've come from some mad future where you all have to look like Nick Kershaw hiding behind some plastic tubes while a guy fucking breakdances in front of them. And the music's going, I think I've had enough of silly love songs. It's just like, what? It's like Neo turning up and having a fight with Agent Smith, and then the music's going, dude, it's just like it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Nothing fits, and the whole film just doesn't fit. Nothing fits. It's just insanely infuriating movie.
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of if you're making a performance movie where you're doing your greatest hits, fair enough. But it's kind of the way it's shot and the way the choices for staging are just mental. It's just really, really kind of like, again, who signed off on this kind of, why do you think this was a good idea? Because it really, really wasn't. This isn't.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you're playing Yesterday, this iconic song, and you have freaking Ringo Starr farting around looking for brushes.
Yeah, for a box of maracas.
And it's like, guys, don't do this to Yesterday. You know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus. Fucking wept and cried a bucketful. I mean, literally, the whole surreal 1980s musical thing. Like I say, I kept going back to the fucking Pet Shop Boys one with, Joss Ackland going up and going, got far to go, going far, and then having nothing else to say. And it just reminded me exactly of that with fucking Ralph Richardson and a monkey in an elaborate room above a pub, just spouting fucking Hamlet.
Shall I tell you what this reminded me of?
Mm?
Right, because I got triggered twice.
Stroke?
No. One was a dodgy night I spent in a town up north somewhere, where I was in a lounge with someone who used to work for Linda McCartney's company, who does the vegan food. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there was that. But also the sketch that was on Big Train, where George Martin starts talking about the Beatles. And it kept coming back to him talking about the Beatles just constantly. And at one point, he gets captured by some Iranian terrorists, right? And it keeps showing this journey to where they're taking him to somewhere. And every time, it's just him talking about the Beatles. Well, I said to George, I don't think you want to play that on there. And that's it. It's like 2-second clips until they've got a bag over his head and they've got him sat on a room on a chair. And he's like, and then that's when we did Octopus's Garden Under the Sea. But of course, I wanted to do a different mix of it. And John and Paul were dead against it. And what they said to me was, no, we want to do it this way. But I said, no, listen to me. This is the way we're supposed to do it. And Kevin Eldon does a brilliant impression of fucking George Martin. He really does. That's what that I could. Yeah, it's like there he is. There's the man himself on the film.
Yeah. I mean, he's.
I must admit that took me out of the film for a little while. I was safe in a mental bubble, thinking of that sketch, having a bit of a giggle about it, and then all of a sudden I was brought back to crushing reality, and having to sit and watch the movie.
Do you know the only thing I thought that I actually did enjoy with this film?
Was that the credits rolling at the end?
No. I know that's an easy answer, and I'll let you guys pick one if you've got something you could pick out that you actually enjoyed. But the bit I actually enjoyed was the idea that with 20 minutes to go before his career and his business disappears up the wazoo, Paul decides to go looking round gents' toilets in a disused train station.
I gave this bloke a case with my tape, said Ringo. Did you now? Said Thomas.
No.
Would you like me to find him and sacrifice him to the nether gods? Said Thomas.
No, I'm talking about the fact that he was obviously he wasn't looking for Harry. What he was looking for was he was looking
for Charlie. That's what he was looking for.
He was looking for some random glory hole in the train station toilet.
Oh, look, there's a hole in the wall. I wonder what's in there.
Sorry, George Michael's in here.
Yeah, sorry, Linda. I'll leave you at Elstree. I'll be right back with.
That's a funny looking microphone. Yeah.
I wonder if it's left-handed like my guitar.
It's got a purple head. No, I better sing into it.
Yesterday.
It was just a bit fishy.
It was just lucky happenstance that he found Harry afterwards. He thought he was going cottaging down the end of the platform, but he turned down that Harry was there.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want Harry coming along to an escape room, would you? He'd be like the most useless fucking one of the bunch.
I wouldn't mind. He was standing by a fucking glass door, a glass window. It's like, have you tried opening the window?
Once.
Yeah, you got trapped on the station once.
Actually, did I get trapped? No, I got trapped on a train once. I got trapped on a train that started speeding through stations, and I thought something's not quite right. Found out I should have got off. There was I had like my earphones in, and an announcement went off saying that the train was being cancelled and it was going to a depot. So I worked my way through this train, right? Slowly. I almost caused a crash because I got to the front of the train and there's the driver minding his own business. And he suddenly turns around and sees this pale, sweaty face of terror looking at him through the glass.
Singing "No More Lonely Nights."
Yeah,
I mean,
Octopus's Garden. No,
actually, that's the other thing. He's wandering around. He's wandering around the toilets of an old train station at midnight.
Yep.
While singing "No More Lonely Nights."
Yep.
I mean, read into that what you like, but I think the message is clear. I think old Paul took a long way to try and come out the closet, really, but everyone missed that, and he just kept it quiet.
You know that bit where he sat on the seat and he does a double take on the case that's sitting there. He thought that was some, like, you know how we used to acquire porn, which was by railway sidings. He thought he struck gold. He thought, oh, my copy of Razzle. You know,
Reader's Wives, and it's barely opened.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be quite honest, that was the most unbelievable thing of the lot. I mean, forget magic realism of super fast jalopies and
I once bought a copy of Fiesta. I found out it wasn't a car magazine.
It wasn't. Had nothing to do with Fords. Yeah. No, I was going to say the most unrealistic thing was the fact that fucking tape was still left there after whatever time it was supposed to. I mean, it's been there all day.
You know, some unbelievable thing. What are you talking about? Go get yourself a coffee right now, okay? That's the most unbelievable thing in this film. Oh, this comedy doesn't fucking write itself, does it? It just happens. This is real life, folks.
Yeah. Anything was left on the platform but hadn't been nicked over the course of an entire day. It was the most unbelievable thing of the lot. John, the guy from some terrible actor from The Bill randomly crashed a fucking van into the side of Giant Haystack's truck.
Indeed.
Oh God, Giant Haystacks.
Seriously, what was that all about?
Oh, is that who?
So
that
nobody's
was?
going to talk about the Victorian sequence then.
we'll
Nobody's going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yes, Elton. Giant Haystacks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Daddy's nemesis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big Daddy's nemesis. Yeah. Also, Big Bob apparently in this movie, whose entire plot and entire reason for being was to just turn up.
Yep.
And then pick up Skanky Twat from the bill, and then just hold him up in the air, and then leave the film entirely.
Well, this film proves that just because you're a beetle, it doesn't mean you get to make films. Because
you shouldn't make film at all.
No. The plot is
it's all a dream.
Well,
what's that?
No, hang on. Oh God, no hiccups are coming. Sorry, I'll get this out before more hiccups.
Go on.
The plot is he loses his master tapes, and he finds them on the train station where his friend who is entrusted with them is locked in a toilet.
He's having a wank in a shed.
And that is the plot.
Oh, honest, I thought it was a toilet. I got locked in here, Paul. Honest, I did. Why are your
I'm not
trousers
being in here
round your
shooting up
ankles?
Skag and giving blowjobs. That's not what's happened. Don't tell Tracy Ullman.
Mm.
I am punching with my weight. I realise this.
I mean, you're right, Elton. That is the entire plot. That basically a bloke gets locked in the toilet, and Paul McCartney finds him with 5 minutes to go.
But the other
Like he
part
can
is
almost.
it's all a dream as well.
Yeah,
It's almost
That's
like
the-
Paul McCartney can sniff out a lone man in a toilet, isn't it? You know, it's like he's almost got some sort of spider sense.
no more lonely nights. Oh, there will be another.
Basketball Diaries, this is not.
Just a pair of feet sticking out from under the cubicle.
Yeah. Give me some money, Mom. Just give me some fucking money.
So yeah, the dream sequence within the dream sequence in the dream sequence. So are we saying that this is set in the Inception universe?
I think so.
Go for
think
it.
so.
Why not?
Hey, he invented Google and Alexa. He had Google presenting what he should be doing for the day
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
in his car. God, hiccups. All right, I'm going to go quiet
Yeah.
for a second.
With the fantastic information of 11 o'clock meeting, 12 o'clock studio.
Nice
12:40.
cameo from Stephen Hawking, though.
Yeah, I know. Good to see the guy got
1:30,
work.
go for a shit.
Yeah. 20 past 12. Say hello to Linda, your wife. You remember her, don't you? I mean,
Yes, her, the one you last saw at your wedding. Yep.
oh God, what was the whole thing with Tracy Ullman?
I don't know.
I mean, she just rocked up, sat down, cried, said Harry a lot, and then Paul took her away. I mean,
In fairness, I pretty much did that, though.
what with Tracy Ullman?
No, just sat down in front of this movie, cried, said, Harry.
Don't you mean hurry? As in, you know,
Mm.
can we have this film over and done with?
Yeah, I mean, do you think this is really just Paul McCartney's sex diary? I mean, because he just he disappears off with Tracy Ullman, and we don't see what happens between the moment he gets hold of her and walks off to the moment she gets dropped off outside some random set of flats.
Welcome to Skagland, it might as well have said on the front of that estate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, welcome to the land of the lost. I mean, it was just you go. What happened there then? What was that all about? What did that add to the story? And I mean, I'm going to reuse the old joke because I said it on the Facebook group as I was watching this. But if it came down to it, yeah, a choice of watching this film again or taking the maiden voyage of the USS Event Horizon, would you like to sit up front or down by the engines? Because this was fucking crap. Absolute fucking bilge. Go on, anyone got anything else? Because otherwise I'll just carry on gibbering on about it.
Well, let's talk about the Victorian sequence.
Okay, yes, the Victorian
To be honest, the whole Eleanor's dream sequence, that was the only point where this actually kind of approached cinema. That was probably the best shot sequence in it. Well, I know, and it's a low bar to stumble over in this film. The director sort of woke up and realized he was making a film and made some sort of an effort because the costumes are expensive. Well, the thing is, it's all purposeless.
Yeah.
Completely purposeless.
Yeah.
I think it was more like looking at or approaching cinema. I think he was looking at a cinema through a telescope from down the other end of the street. I don't think you got anywhere near cinema at all.
I mean, I'll go along with Jim on that.
It was one in his postcode area, but that's about it. Not even that. Even that was like, is it on the boundary?
Yeah. Is it a bus ride? Is it? I mean, I would go along with Jim on that one. I mean, they did try and make something. I mean, they did actually at least get a smoke machine, and they did throw Ringo over a waterfall,
which I approved of.
Which I approved of greatly. Can we just talk about Ringo for 1 second because we've been bringing him up all evening, but
peace and love.
Can I actually bring up Barbara Bach? What was she doing cosplaying as Deirdre Barlow with that fucking old firm and those giant glasses? What the fuck was going on there?
Not a clue. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to be quite honest, personally, I just thought, well, I was watching it and I was thinking, fucking Ringo, man, you literally, you are one hand grab away from a fucking sexual harassment charge. You are literally one hand grab away. And then I looked it up on Wikipedia and he's married to Barbara Bach.
He is, yeah, that's his wife.
And he married
just
her.
Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
You know,
he married her 1 year before this movie was made, or 2 years before this movie was made.
Yep.
So, really,
crime does pay.
Yeah, I was going to say she's almost a nepo casting. She was
divorced. She was divorced 5 seconds after they said cut. That was it, mate.
Well, actually, no, they're still there. They're still married. I mean, I don't know.
What happened, Barbara? You were a Bond girl, for God's sake.
Well, after she'd been anywhere near the wrinkly remains of a very old Roger Moore on The Spy Who Loved Me.
Hello, Alan.
That's it.
Roger Lessers, I believe she called him.
I do believe Roger's car is at Heston Services.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, so she was only in it, really, because Ringo got her in there, and she had nothing to do. Literally nothing to do. And Ringo was obviously supposed to be the comedy. And I use the word advisedly, comedy, because he's the only one that gets quoted on the IMDb page. It's like, what are we? Where's the heating? Are we practicing to be Canadians? It's like, that's it, is it? That's the comedy right there.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. I mean, seriously?
Couldn't find his brushes.
No.
That's because they were up his ass. No.
And he didn't even use them when he found them. No. Fucker. You're just arsing about. I mean, that's the whole film, isn't it? Arsing about the movie.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Well, it's arsing about two, because you had arsing about one, which was Hard Day's Night. So, yeah.
Or The Yellow Submarine, which I'm not going to lie. A lot of people like that film. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I
can't be doing with that.
All I remember from that film is, hey, I've got an hole in my pocket. Which was Ringo again, I think.
Yeah. I can count my fingers. I go right up to 11 and my thumb doesn't have a nail. Right. I think the film can be best summed up by one of the musical sequences for a song which I had to look up because I hate his music so much, but I had to look up. And the song was called Not Such a Bad Boy, which was sung...
Oh, the dance hall number. Oh, no, that's one in the warehouse, isn't it?
Yeah, the one in the warehouse. Yeah. And what's really interesting in that is towards the end of that track, the guitarists, the two other guitarists, go off on a sort of Dave Gilmour-esque solo off on one. They literally go off on one. And at that point, I actually thought, you know what? There's some life here. There's literally some music where the music is being played with a bit of passion. It's got a little bit of edge to it. There's a little bit of action going on. There's a bit of noodling with the with the fretboard. Nobody's sticking to a dun da 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 sort of Paul McCartney soft soap shite. And I thought, right, okay, I like this. As soon as the guy got into his groove and actually started soloing, Paul goes, "Oh, we haven't got time. We've got to go and stop Harry from taking all the tapes." And then they left. They cut the bloke short. And I thought, nothing more sums that movie up than that moment. Because as soon as someone actually had some fucking talent and showed a little bit of initiative and actually showed some talent and got some edge in there and actually became interesting, Paul cut him short because we had to sit there and watch him stomp around fucking Docklands for another 20 minutes. And for what? For what? So we could listen to fucking another revision of No More Lonely Nights play up like someone farting down a kazoo. I mean, it's just, no. And then we got the Eleanor Rigby thing. Oh, that was terrible. And again, it's just this kind of weird psychedelia thing where they just think there's no point to it. They are literally just banging this shit out for their own ego, knowing that Beatles fans will lap it up. And I mean, I tell you what Paul McCartney's music and Paul McCartney's film is like. It's like, and now you're going to have to go with me on this. Do you know when you've been on a train or on a long journey and you've had too much to eat and the old turtle's head's starting to poke, right? And you got that kind of, it's pushing and there's a bit of tension there and you're really fighting it and there's a little bead of sweat rolling down the side of your eye. You're fighting it back. And that's the anticipation of putting a tape or a bit of music on, which says Paul McCartney, Beatles. You think, right, okay, that painful push. That's the anticipation. But when you actually play the music, when you actually watch the film, instead of being a nice big chunky turd that you finally think, sweet release, it just literally goes and fires out like a big old squirt, and you just go, oh, was that it?
Yeah, but then you stood there wiping your ass for half an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Where is this coming from?
Exactly. It's just,
am I the portal in my own ass? Is that what it is? A portal of?
Have I opened up to this? Have I opened up to the chocolate dimension? What is going on here?
It's like wiping a marker.
It's like wiping a whiteboard with my fingers rather than a wiper. It's that.
Steel is more absorbent than this.
So, yeah, Paul McCartney's music and Paul McCartney and Give My Regards to Bull Street is...
Give my regards to bullshit. There we go.
Bullshit is nothing but water, is like hot dog smelling brown water.
It is the watery shit that you fire out during a bout of
dysentery.
Yeah.
With the bass turned down.
Mm. Yeah, with the bass turned down and no fibre to give you any kind of release.
No.
It's just.
Sounds like a Dyson Airblade.
Exactly. There's no satisfying plop. There's no sense of achievement. There's no sense of fighting anything back. It's just.
It's like a sneeze you just can't complete. And
yes.
And you're looking into bright light and everything like this, trying to hold your breath, trying to get it to come forward.
Yeah.
I heard someone say that as a great curse. I think it was in a film. May all your sneezes not complete.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's like table fireworks.
Oh, what? The one that
Oh, the indoor fireworks.
The indoor fireworks, indoor table fireworks with the little worm where you're sitting there going,
It's like a turd.
yeah, it just kind of, you think, oh, great, this is all going to sparkle. There's on the box, there's fireworks firing everywhere. You light this little tiny brown block.
It's like that.
Step back, children. I'm just going to light the blue touch paper, and you see the camera close in on the fucking flame going to the blue touch paper, and that's just as it gets there, it cuts to outside. It's fucking firing. It's fucking air rescue helicopters.
Doesn't look like
an entire housing estate. Last time I think of this shit from Temu.
Hey kids, look, we got sparkler. Oh, it's just that little brown fucking desiccated shit. Oh, it's terrible. This film is so bad. Oh, has anyone got anything else to say about this? Because it's midnight and I need to stop. Because I just will carry on trying to think of metaphors for how bad this film is.
No. Because there's no substance to this movie. It's really hard to review it. And I've got hiccups again.
Oh, Jesus. Excuse me. Yeah. It is just watery brown shit. It is just hot dog water.
You can see how it disappeared from cinemas very quickly.
Yeah.
It was like the great sort of vanishing film, kind of, because there was a lot of talk about it, and then I knew a lot of people were quite, quite keen to see that, and then it just never showed up, and it was kind of didn't turn up on video particularly, and it was like everyone said, let's never speak of this again.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you think, just one quick question, just last actual genuine question, do you think he did this because not long before George Harrison had started Handmade Films, and by 1984 he'd released 2 Monty Python movies, Time Bandits and Brazil?
Could be.
So you got the rival Beatle pushing out as a production company 4 absolute dyed-in-the-wool classic movies, and then Paul going, well, if he can do it, how about us? Well, you want to go there, Ringo? And then Ringo's like, oh, as long as I can bring my wife, said Thomas. And they sit there and they cobble together the biggest pile of old toss you've seen this side of anywhere. It's not as easy as all that, said Thomas.
It does seem like he sees something and then copies it. That's the way I see.
He's like a chimpanzee.
He sees Lennon with Yoko Ono and he's like, well, that seems to work. Why don't I bring my wife on board with this sort of stuff?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, John did a Christmas song about give peace a chance. How about I do one with Rupert? Rupert the bear. I mean, that's a perfect example, isn't it? I mean,
I think with that though, that was, he did want to get a Rupert the Bear movie off the ground, that was kind of written for that. It wasn't written as a Paul McCartney number per se, in fairness.
Yeah.
And because he did want to do a Rupert cartoon, but it didn't happen, mainly because this fucking film happened and it sank without trace, and no one would give me any more money.
Paul McCartney killed Rupert the bear. What a monster!
I was the right age for that song as well, though.
Oh, don't tell me you liked it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
okay.
I really did.
It's a good job it's not December, Elton, because I'd have a real hard time not taking the piss out of that.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's one of the best songs ever written.
No, it's fine. I just can't with Paul McCartney anything, be honest. But there you go. Right, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop because I've got nothing to add.
Cool.
Has anyone else got anything to add?
No, I've got nothing.
Right. Darren.
Just sorry.
You should fucking well think so. Right.
I feel as though I'm going to be like George Clooney, just apologising forever for Batman Forever.
Batman Robin.
Oh, Batman and Robin. Sorry. That I am George Clooney. I'm
You
George Clooney's regret.
Regret.
That's what I am. Yep.
Nice. Okay. Right. Well, I'll tell you what then, Jim, unless you got something to add.
Nope.
Cool. We'll leave it there. Brilliant. Right. Well, that's that. If you have watched Give My Regards to Broad Street, and then to be quite honest, why would you? If you have, paste your time on the Facebook group. Tell us how you did. Let us know, because I'd be interested to know. Because misery loves company. And we'll leave it there. So, Elton,
My turn.
it is your turn. You're up to the plate now. I vetoed my own choice of The Wicker Man because I thought, damn it, I can't inflict this on someone. And then Darren gave us this fucking hollow fart of a movie. And so we are in no position to veto anything anymore, I don't think. We've lost the moral authority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well-
it's chaos.
It's chaos.
I've got something that I hope you guys will appreciate for this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
Oh,
Where's that on?
That is on Amazon.
my God.
Oh, you little beauty.
I hope you don't mind. I know it's a comedy. I know we have trouble reviewing comedies because it turns into a quotathon, but I think there should be enough meat on the bone to actually speak about it. And I haven't seen this since the early 90s, and I really want to watch it. And it's Thanksgiving this week as well. So
Yes.
it all kind of works.
It does. That's a fucking genius salve to this absolute bilgewater that we've just watched. I want a car right fucking now. A fucking Nissan, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Mercedes. 4 fucking wheels and a seat. Yes. Thank you, Elton.
So there we go. That's what we're doing.
Well done.
Has anyone
Brilliant.
seen this movie?
Well, I think as soon as I've just quoted it almost verbatim for like 30 seconds, I'd say I have. Jim?
Yes, many times. I own a copy of it. But about due a rewatch, actually.
That's good. That's excellent. Darren?
Yes. Seen it a few times.
Lovely. And Elton, have you?
I've seen it, yes. I'm not too sure how many times, maybe 2 or 3, but that was on video from rental in the early 90s, so I haven't seen it since. So I kind of want to watch it to see if it holds up to my memories.
Yeah. I have a couple of things about it, but I genuinely overall love that movie.
Cool.
Yeah. Do the mess around.
Those are pillows.
Yep. You're going the wrong way. You're going to kill somebody. How do they know which way we're going? They're just drunk. Anyway. Right. Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you for that, Elton. That's really cool.
Cool.
Brilliant. Right. Well, then let's head over to Pimp's Corner before we head on out. Jim, what's going on at Hypnagoria Towers?
I just released a Spooky November ghost story this weekend. The second episodes of our 40th anniversary Box of Lights commentary will be out actually probably about, well, by the time you hear this, we'll be hitting the feeds about now at midnight.
Brilliant.
And on December the 1st, I am starting a new ridiculous undertaking, a daily advent calendar in form of text on the website and the blog, and a daily podcast, which will chart the history of the Christmas horror movie.
Right. Okay. So see that whole I need to have a rest. Things getting out of control. I've got too much work to do. You've immediately dumped that lot on yourself. Blimey, sir. You like a challenge.
Yeah, and a bit of spare time.
Well, if I hadn't been ill in November, it would have been done by now. Because
right,
I started doing this a long time ago, putting this together. I plan ahead. But I have ended up being slightly behind for being poorly for the best part of November, which rather knackered my plans. But it's half all done now at the time of writing.
Cool.
Which is pretty good.
That is pretty darn good. Cool, and that's all over.
Not even in December.
Yeah, that's true. And that's all over at hypnogoria.com.
Yes, if you go to hypnogoria.com, in fact, right now, yep. It is snowing on the front page. The advent calendar is there. The little doors you can click and open every day.
Nice.
But you can't open them until the right day. Yeah, clever coding.
Cheeky. Nice.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Well, brilliant. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Off you go to the advent calendar and see what joys you've got over there. It's lovely. Very nice. So there you go. Excellent. And what about you, Elton? What's going on with you?
Talking about cars going around in circles and stuff blowing up in the Pacific on Band of Brothers podcast. So yeah,
the same beach of the Pacific every time.
Sorry,
the same beach of the Pacific.
Yeah, why not? They all look the same. I know that's beachist, but you know,
beaches.
Cool.
Right, okie dokie, and that's
Beaches
all over.
Leave.
Beaches leave.
Can you fly, Bobby?
Oh God, I have to watch RoboCop again. I haven't watched that in a while.
Yes,
The Tigers are playing tonight, and I never miss a game.
Can you fly, Bobby?
I'm cashing you out.
Dick, I'm very disappointed.
I'm sure it's just a glitch. A glitch.
Tastes like baby food.
Go, Robo.
Who's the arm?
Oh,
what was that about quote-a-thons?
Yeah, exactly.
RoboCop's giving him the side eye at the moment.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So is Aliens as well.
Oh, don't. Maybe we should do that. Maybe one day we should just do a quote-a-thon, see how much of the film we can do.
Try and complete a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Try and
let's
complete
do
a
it.
movie. Yeah. Another glorious day in the Corps. Day in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm. Every meal a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Corps. Jesus. What's the matter, Hudson? This floor is freezing. You want me to fit your slippers for you, Hudson? Would you, sir? I'd really like that. Look into my eye. Fall in, people. Sorry.
Hudson, come here. Come here.
That's not until the briefing, mate. See, you've already failed.
Oh,
You already failed.
That was a random quote, honest.
Where'd
It
you
was a
want
mistake.
it?
It was a social experiment.
Yeah. Where'd you want it? Deck 12, please. Anyway. Right. Stop it. Stop it. It's just brightened my day up. For Planes, Trains and Automobiles, quoting RoboCop and quoting Aliens, it's just brought me back out.
There we go.
There you go.
We're fixed.
End the evening on a high. Right, okay, well then that's it. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
No problem.
And thank you all for listening. As ever, leave us a question on the Facebook group underneath the Asking for Trouble thread. And that's facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast. You can also leave your feedbacks there. And yes, or you can send us emails at feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. And we will see you all next week for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Until then, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Truck.
Je t'aime. Je t'aime.
What?
Oh oui,
give over. Not again. Do you know what time it is? It's 3:30. Oh, get off. Now, look, stop that.